Hello and welcome back to this week's Water Report with me, Carel Boshoff. Hello and welcome back to this week's Water Report, where we discuss anything and everything we could find regarding Newcastle's water reticulation system. I'm coming to you here from our offices at 38 Victoria Road, and it is extremely hot here too. Newcastle, I hope you are keeping out of the sun in the peak hours and staying well hydrated. Remember, as soon as you feel thirsty, you've lost so much of your energy and cognitive abilities due to dehydration. You are definitely on the back foot, so make sure you drink water before you get thirsty. If you're buying water here at the healthiest water shop, I believe, in South Africa, you're getting good quality, safe, healthy drinking water. And if you have that chilled, there's not many drinks that can settle a thirst like that. Anyway, for this week, I'm not going to be talking about burst pipes. I'm going to be kicking off with the good news. And the good news is that on Monday, the 19th of January, there was a water cut in Gundy Park, Sunset View, Fernwood, and Lennoxton. Now, how's a water cut a good news? Well, the water supply interruption was actually, the community was informed of this about 24 hours prior to the outage, so they could have made plans to be without water, as opposed to where there's a burst pipe that the municipality needs to be informed of by the community, and then have been on the back foot on that, and water supply issues coming in abruptly. So that's good. The same thing on the 27th of January in Horizon Street from 8 to 4. They had water cuts, and this is due to the diversion of temporary water lines. I don't know the full story, but diversion of temporary water lines sounds a bit like they are making some better plans in that area, with the burst pipes plaguing that area of Newcastle West for the past few weeks. Going on the 20th of January, Wednesday, there was supply issues in Osuzweni, Maradeni and surrounding farms, and that was due to the shutdown of the water supply from Dry Cut Reservoir, and that was between 8 and 1 for the purpose of repairing one of the water lines. The municipality states that an attempt to improve the water supply level to a satisfactory level, that's what they're busy with, despite the ongoing issues of water theft from the municipality's water supply. So water theft in that area is still a major concern. That's part of the 65% of non-revenue water that Utukela is pushing into the Newcastle municipality reticulation system. So water being stolen by illegal connections form part of that 65% of water that's not being paid for. So if you know anything about that, it's good to inform someone at the municipality. They would probably appreciate that. Anyway, we are going on, and I want to mention that with the municipality informing the community prior to water cuts, this is fantastic news, for they are having the opportunity to rebuild trust between themselves and the community, something of which they are unfortunately on the back foot, but this definitely pushes them in the right direction, and I, for one, as a community member, would really appreciate. It's not always possible to give out all the services or have access to all the services of the municipality, but if the time comes that you have to sit without it, it's very nice to know beforehand. The Chelmsford Dam level, it's sitting at a comfortable 80.5%, so no water problems for us, for our area. Other parts of South Africa might be having a few issues. I read at in Turkey, actually, there's a dam that is below 1%, and they had to stop all the abstraction from that dam completely, not only because of the quality of that water, but for saving the ecosystem and the habitat and what's left of that before it gets to something that's irreparable. So sitting at 80.5% is definitely good news for our area, even though with the rain it's making it difficult for the treatment plant to keep up the quality of the water. They are definitely handling that fine. Going over to the allegations of the dam poisoning, which was debunked on Wednesday, January the 21st, the municipality put out a public notice informing residents that a voice note claiming that the raw water of the dam was being poisoned, and this was fake news that contained false allegations. With the dam levels being at 80.5%, a rough calculation would suggest that it's over 160 billion litres. I've driven past that dam. It's a massive dam. I'm sure you have too. We just wanted to encourage you that any attempts that are to poison that amount of water wouldn't be able to be done quietly, as there would be a lot of trucks coming up to the banks of the dam to be able to poison that amount of water, and would be highly toxic chemicals having to do that. So that is actually a good thing, because the Newcastle treatment plant is not set up to be able to handle any toxic elements like that. From my understanding from our documentary, we did try to get into the facility, but Itukela cut off our hands there. We had a good relationship with the municipality, and we had full access to a lot of things and good interviews, but Itukela just didn't want us to get on that site at all. They even asked us to leave when we were on outside of the fence. So I can't say for sure, but from what I understand from all the reports, they are not fit to treat any poisonous or toxic elements in that regard. So it's a good thing. It would be extremely difficult to poison that. And also, if you get voice notes like this, Newcastle community, please don't just forward them. Rather inform somebody. If you have a counsellor, don't even send it to your grandmother so she can hear, even if you think it's a joke or whatever the case is. Don't forward it at all. You are just adding to the problem. And what IntegriPure has been busy with, well, we've sent out a few quotes for rather big systems, did an installation for a water cooling tower. But what intrigued me the most was this week I did some research on E. coli. And this is not some scare talks. This is really interesting stuff. E. coli is actually not a bad thing. In fact, it's a very, very good thing. Down in your lower intestine, this E. coli bacteria is sitting. It's helping with your metabolism. It's actually producing vitamin K for your body, and it's really warding off harmful bacteria that can harm you. So E. coli is your friend inside your lower intestine, and also outside. The presence of E. coli in water isn't really the problem. E. coli is only the indicator of other fecal contaminants, which are in fact harmful and can lead to life-threatening diseases when consumed, especially in water. So E. coli itself, some strands are harmful, but in most cases E. coli is totally harmless and, as I say, actually good inside of you. Now, see E. coli as the fire alarm. If a fire alarm goes off, you're not scared of the fire alarm, but you are hell scared of the fire, and that's why you're going to start running. So the fire alarm in that case is your friend for informing you that there's a problem somewhere and you have to get out of here. So that's quite interesting, seeing E. coli as your friend. I'm thinking about that poop emoji with a smile on. I see that as E. coli. It's like a buddy. Thought it interesting, and I wanted to inform you of that. Maybe share this video with anybody. Let's end this video here. Stay safe, Newcastle, and see you next week.